Okay, well, good morning. You've heard about TPMS from a technical and diagnostic standpoint, so we want to talk to you a little bit this morning about Continental and VDO and a new solution that we have to the product. A little bit about, most of you probably know Continental. We're a $35 billion corporation, so the fourth largest auto parts maker in the world. And we make tires and we make a lot of electronics. So our claim to fame is we're one of the 7 manufacturers of TPMS on an OE level. And we also manufacture the systems that regulate, all the computers that regulate those systems for TPMS. So we're a total solution company. We don't just make a part, we make the entire system. And we make them for all these people that you see here. That's fine, go ahead. So TPMS is a tremendous growth, as you all know. We started in about 2008 at 0, and by 2012 there's where we are, and then you can see how the chart goes. The replacement market is going to be huge. So it is big today, it's only going to get better. And what we want to make sure is that you have the solution and tools that you don't send those customers back to the new car dealer, but you perform that service itself. So we are doing tires and we do electronics, and we are also working in the future on products that may even embed these sensors in the tires themselves. So those nice $400 tires will now be more than $400, right? Okay. But this is some of the technology that may come down the road as this as this product develops and matures. Next. One of the exclusive features to our product is that we have a vari-angle. So here I'm holding one of our sensors. They all look the same, by the way, whether they're OE or the new solution I'll be talking about. As you can see, it's a vari-angle. A variable angle means very simply that it can recess itself. If we go next slide. It can recess itself on the wheel, as you see here on this diagram, so that a tire changer is less likely to knock it off on removing the tire. So that's an exclusive feature to us. It gets the center of gravity closer to the tire as well, instead of sitting up and ready to be knocked off by a machine, as you can see in the other diagram. So again, we're the only people that offer this. And is this important? Well, it certainly is on custom wheels. So if somebody says they want to add custom wheels to a vehicle, we don't know that profile. We have no idea what that might be. So now you have the availability to lock that in at whatever angle is appropriate for the wheel. Well, today we want to tell you about our REDI-Sensor, and it is a multi-application sensor. So what you heard about from SPX was what was called an easy sensor. That's by one of our competitors. That's a blank sensor. It has no programming whatsoever. A multi-application sensor, as we offer, has all the programming. So that means it's got more than it needs. That means for whatever application this sensor is for, it's got multiple application protocols on here. So the issue is not, there is no programming. It is programmed, it simply has to be relearned or awoke. So how do we make it easy for technicians to service the market? We have 90 SKUs in our OE product line. So what is not simple is trying to stock 90 SKUs of a TPMS sensor times how many every unit you have to have. So today we have 2, and by the end of the month we will have 3. And on those 3 sensors, we will have 85 to 90% of all the coverage in this country on those sensors. Now it makes it easy for you to stock the product from factory motor parts. Okay, so what's the innovation in this? First of all, we are an OE, so we know what we're doing. However, we've now introduced a product to the aftermarket that requires no programming. Well, to do that, we have to validate. So, and before we will put any application data in our catalog, and by the way, we've got a great website and a catalog that's updated daily with new applications. So even if one new application happened on Thursday, on Friday, we'll have that application in the system. So not until we have validation, which means that we've taken that vehicle, removed the OE sensor, put REDI-Sensor in place, and relearned it according to the protocol that's there. If that's worked effectively and repeatedly, then we'll validate that particular unit. Okay, so this simply makes it easier. There's no scan tool required, no software for reprogramming. Okay, you don't need that anymore. It's all on there as long as you learn use the correct of the 3 part numbers that we have. So what is the relearn procedure? You learned about that. There's 3 ways to relearn here. It's very simple. Either drive the car or you use a an ignition switch protocol, or you use a tool that is tethered to the OBD2 port. So in those, that's the standard method for that vehicle is all that's required. So next. We now have the availability with fewer SKUs, again, only 3 for almost 90% of the coverage, quick installation, no programming time, and you're up and running with the product. The question came up earlier, what about banded sensors? Likewise, replaces a banded sensor. We sort of recommend that because they've been problematic. Next. All right, so what makes it easy for the parts store, if you're dealing with a parts store, FMP, we'll use as your example. Next, it makes it easy for them to simply look that part number up. Again, 50% of the scan tools currently in use by any of your techs are going to awaken this and relearn it, okay? And you're down the road with a product quickly and something you can even stock. And we're finding many technicians are deciding that on our SE1 0001, it's because it covers about 45% of everything out there today on one SKU, they can stock 2 of those or maybe even 4. So those are examples of the tools that probably one at least of those are in your shops today, and all of those will do the relearn procedure on this product. Battery specs, as you know, 5 years, 7 is probably a little high. We think it's 5 to 10. Non-replaceable, it's potted in there, it's sealed. You can't replace it. Okay, so that's a done deal. It's a big capacity battery, and again, because we've got a lot of programming in here, but we think that basically the replacement business out there today can be covered quite well with 3 SKUs today. Going forward, these are all the applications we have up to this month. This is about 60% of these vehicles. Now again, not every model, not every make, or not every year, excuse me, but this is all the application that we're adding. So you can see a heavy preponderance here of Asian and some European coverage. So again, that'll give you at the end of the month almost 90% with the 3 SKUs. All right, what are we going to do in the future? Well, we're planning a few things. First of all, heavy-duty trucks right now, we're not producing a REDI-Sensor for that. We'll have that by the end of the year, so 65 pounds and over coverage we will have available. We'll expand Asian, Superior. We'll be using the rubber snap-in like Schrader is using today at OE. We will have a REDI-Sensor for that by the end of the year as well. Next. So, crystal ball. Okay, by 2020, well that's, what, 8 years off, right? But here's the important point of this. The failure replacement will be at about 2015 model year by then. So in 8 years, we'll be replacing sensors on model years up to 2015. Today, in 2012, that sensor has all that programming on it. So that's great news. No stock that's going to go bad on your shelf. It's not an issue. So we are pre-programmed again up through year 2015. And next, we thank you for your time. Do you have any questions on REDI-Sensor that I haven't answered for you today?
My question is that you're available now.
Yeah. 2 SKUs today, 65% coverage today, and I'll be happy to give that to you. And the additional SKU by the 1st of April, which covers all the Asian and a few of the Europeans that I showed you at the bottom. And that'll take it to 85 to 90%.
And now are they available to like what there's all of yours or?
They're available through factory motor parts. No, they're not available from that other one. So go to factory.
What's the price on it?
The price, this is interesting. The price is actually less than the OE sensor that we sell. So the price is not, you're not paying a premium. If anything, there's an advantage. And clearly there's an advantage to only having the stock or source 3 part numbers.
So I'm basically going from the full something where I can actually use it for it or
Say that again.
for whatever application.
Right.
So, I mean, how do I go about getting the sensor itself?
Factory Motor Parts has the 2 SKUs in stock today. The 3rd one will be coming by the end of the month. Right. Factories.
You can stop by the booth up there and order them if you'd like.
Yeah, they'll be happy to take an order. This is something I hope you'll take too. It's just a sheet that talks about social networking and our website. We'll have an app on it for an iPhone soon, where you can actually look up the application right on the phone, or certainly through the website right on the computer.
Is it just iPhone or any smartphone?
Well, iPhone's first. yeah, and then we'll add the others probably.
So you have to get the Bluetooth plug-in for the phone, so I can use the phone at the tire.
It could happen. There's an app for everything, yeah. Any other questions? Great. Well, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.